Hey guys, and welcome to Hey Jossie TV. This episode is the beginning of a series of me talking about my first year teaching, how I became a teacher, and what I'm gonna do next. So stay tuned, stick around, and let's get ready. So if you know me in real life, like you know me, like you know my name, my first name, my last name is on here. But if you know anything about me, then or you follow my journey for a while, then you know that I used to be a banker. I used to work in corporate America, and in that space, I kind of got antsy, got a little. I was just like, God, you got to get me out of this. And I started to build an online blog, an online brand, an online business. Since then, I have kind of like stepped away from what I had started to build, and we'll talk about it in a totally different video. But I walked away from my good, cushy corporate job. It's been now 2 years because my son is 5. So it's been 2 years since I walked away from that good corporate job, whatever that is, right? And I started to work for myself, and then I started to volunteer in a special education classroom. So let's fast forward. I was working. I was asked to kind of, just step in, come into the classroom, and boom, was asked, hey, why don't you just stick around? Because you seem to be doing a good job. Okay. I did it. I took a class. I started working as a special education teacher. So in comes my first year. And in my first year, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I had done some things, and I was just like, we're just going to go. We're just going to go from here. We're just going to do what we got to do. The good thing is I had great staff in my classroom. I didn't know jack besides what I took in my class. And yeah, that was that. So I hit August, came in the classroom, had all these cute Pinterest ideas, and I'm thinking that I'm going to hit the ground running. I'm going to do this amazing stuff, and then bam, I got a caseload. Life was smooth when all I had to do was follow the goals. Something else happened when I had to actually write goals, create goals, data plans, data sheets. Chad, it was a lot. So I got through literally September to December, and I sweated a little bit. I had to do a few eligibilities. I had to learn a lot literally while I was on the ground running. And I'll tell you, one of the pet peeves that I had from my first year teaching was that people kept saying dumb stuff to me like, girl, your first 3 years are going to be rough. That's just how it is. Why? Why is that just how it is? Why are we so comfortable being left here in the dark trying to figure out what it is that we're supposed to do? Y'all, we playing with kids' lives here. But I just kept hearing that over and over and over and over and over again. That's just how it is. You know how it goes. And I'm just sitting here in my mind thinking, this can't be right. Because you remember, I just said I came from corporate America. And in corporate America, you were taught the job. You had hands-on training. You had folks in your face 18 million times a day. And you was like, look, leave me alone. I got it. Or either look, come back. I ain't got this. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case for me. So what was beginning to happen was that I was figuring it out as I went along. I had amazing support staff, like the first few months that I was there, who kind of helped me set up for September when I went back into the classroom. And then that same support staff really came around and supported me throughout the school year. But again, it was rough because I really think it's crazy to tell somebody. I think it's crazy to tell someone that is brand new to the profession that's just how it is, and your first 3 years are going to be rough. I don't know. Maybe it's Jocelyn. But I just think that's ridiculous to look at somebody square in their face just like this. Girl, it's going to be hard. Challenging should be a better word. Not girl, it's going to be hard. This is ridiculous. And it was hard. It was like hard. I went into a classroom where a lot of people struggle to stay there, to handle it, to be in the classroom, because some of the babies that I work with have significant disabilities. And the good thing is I did have amazing staff, and I do love kids. And I'm always up for another challenge to say, okay, what can we do? How can I help you? How can I serve you? And that's how I had to look at my classroom. I had to kind of pull out, the noises of that's just how it is, and the noises of girl, your first 3 years are hard. Because they can be challenging, but I don't really think it's hard. I think what makes teaching difficult is not having proper supports in place. And that's what I felt my very first year. I did not have the proper supports in place. Thankfully, some things have been corrected as I go into my second year teaching. But when you don't have the proper supports in place, you cannot just say it's going to be hard. Like, I would not look at a first year teacher that teaches an integrated services classroom or any special education classroom and just be like, girl, it's going to be hard. No, I'll be honest with you and say, listen, get your organization together. Get the things you need to keep you organized. Ask the questions you need to ask. Bother the people you need to bother. Don't feel like you're alone, because there is somebody out there to help you. A lot of times I felt alone, especially in my space, because I was like the only one doing what I did and others had other issues. So with that being said, my first year teaching, I'm not going to say it was horrible. I will say that it was a challenge. It was a complete challenge. I am very proud of myself that I only had one complete meltdown the entire school year. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus. And that was literally around testing, and I was tired, and I was 11 weeks pregnant. And oh yeah, I didn't tell y'all that part. We'll come back and talk about that later. But I was tired. I was 11 weeks pregnant, and I was just like frustrated, out of the yin yang, and I finally just melted down, and it was just tears and everything I had been feeling since like the 3rd week of September all came spilling out at one time to my administrator, who listened, thankfully, and took it into consideration. And again, like I said, we are planning some things. I'm jumping in. I had a student tell me over the summer, because I decided to teach over the summer. He said teachers are off in the summertime so they can prepare for September. And I was like, no, little buddy, that is not why we're off. We're off so we can take vacation and rest the same way you get a summer off, so you can take a vacation and rest as well. I chose to work this summer. I wanted to get different experiences. So my summer adds on to my first year of teaching. And I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed it. I had fun. I was able to work with a different group of children, and I loved it. So after my first year of teaching, can I say that I love teaching and I'm going to be a teacher for 50 years? No, because in 50 years, I'll be 85. So I don't think that I will be a teacher for 50 years. I don't even think that I'll be a teacher for as long as I was in corporate America. But I think that I will be a teacher as long as God says the same. I'm really big on that. I'm really big on just trusting God and trusting the process. It has been hard to trust the process, but I'm learning to trust it. I'm learning the patience. I'm learning the walk. I am learning so much as a teacher. And although my first year was rough, it was rough. It was challenging. It was times where I waited for everybody to walk out the room, and I shed a little tear, and then I just got my life together and did what I had to do. But it wasn't the worst year of my life. Like, I did not leave in June saying, screw y'all, I ain't never coming back. I left in June saying, thank you, Jesus, we made it, and I will see y'all in September. The biggest compliment I have gotten this school year was from a parent. And one of my parents said that she was thankful for me and my staff because she's never seen a group of people work so well together and do so much, and to see the changes in her son that she has seen. And that is like the biggest thing. And my motto has always been, no matter what area of my life where I work with children, my motto has literally always been, if I can help one child, that is the biggest feat, that is the biggest accomplishment I can ever give. And I'm so thankful that I was able to help one child and help one family at least. I impacted several, but when one parent takes the time out to just say thank you for everything, and say thank you because I can now breathe and I can now see that my son can do more, that is literally the biggest compliment I could have ever gotten. And I don't need anybody else pat me on my back. That is my goal, and that is my motto in life. That has always been my thing, to be able to help a child. And if I see them struggling, then we're going to work together to get you back to a good point. So shout out to all the parents out there who I've had the pleasure to run across this school year. I pray that every single student that is stepping back into the classroom for the 2019-2020 school year, I pray that your year is amazing. I pray that every teacher has one heck of a school year, that your reward is that you see your children grow, you see them bloom, you see them blossom, and you see that your good work has been put into action. My first year teaching, again, was very, very challenging, but when I can listen to a parent who tells me, thank you for literally being an important part in my child's life, you know what? Nothing else matters. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to serve every single student, every single staff member, and even the other teachers in my building. I just pray for an amazing school year this coming up school year. And guys, you all have a fantastic rest of your day. If you like this video and you want to hear more about my teaching life and other events that are happening and things that I would like to share with you as my subscribers, I want you to take a moment and go down to the bottom, hit subscribe, and even hit the bell so that you know when my videos are coming out, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into Hey Jossie TV, and you have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.